Lads, you know the score. Imperial Bodybuilding here, bringing you the latest bodybuilding news. Lads, look, I need you to watch a clip for me. It's something that I've just seen online. It's Mike Isratel speaking on the late Mike Mensa. And if I'm honest, it's kind of pissed me off. So just watch it and let me know what you think.
So, like, who am I compared to Mike Mensa? Well, real talk, and this is me just being snooty, so I don't really mean all this. I mean, in a factual sense, but I don't want to come off like a dick. I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Mensa. That's it. Yeah. So all of a sudden, that changes the game. I'm more educated than Mike Mensa. I know more things than Mike Mensa. I'm bigger and stronger than Mike Mensa.
Mike Isratel's obviously got a very high opinion of himself, and he might be bigger than Mike Mensa. He might be stronger than Mike Mensa. But let's just say we went down to the beach. Mike Mensa on one hand and Mike Isratel on the other hand. I can guarantee you that no woman on that beach would look at Mike Isratel. You know why? Because he looks like one of those hairy creatures from The Wizard of Oz. In fact, his face is that big from the HGH that he looks like a pit bull terrier that's just been stung by a wasp. I don't know, lads, but let's see what Dorian Yates seems to think about the matter.
I'm Mike's friend. He's not here, so Dr. Mike, first of all, I hope that you're being like tongue-in-cheek, kind of humorous. Otherwise, I fear either for your eyesight or your mental health. Because obviously your physique's nowhere near Mike Mensa, even with all the PEDs that you're taking, that you estimate will take 10 years off your life. Well, maybe you need to ask yourself whether it's worth it, mate, because a bag of shit that gets bigger is just a bigger bag of shit.
So there you go, lads. That's exactly what Dorian Yates thinks. And look, I'm not saying that Mike Isratel isn't a fountain of knowledge. I've listened to some of his podcasts and his knowledge is exemplary. But to go after Mike Mensa, and even if he was stating a fact, it was the way he did it in a condescending manner. But let me know what you think in the comments. Who had the better physique, Mike Mensa or Mike Isratel? Let me know, lads, in the comment section. Now, next up, lads, I want to ask you a question. Has Nick Walker improved? We see Nick Walker on the left from the New York Pro 2021 to the Olympia version 2025. Now, I'll say it first of all, Nick Walker has definitely gotten bigger. You see the arms, you see the sweep on the triceps, even the biceps. He's far bigger at the Olympia. This is undeniable. You see the shoulder, he's bigger on the shoulders. Even the chest, I think there's more thickness and density on the chest. The only problem I have is the conditioning and the detail. And this is a problem that Ronnie Coleman had, that Phil Heath had. The bigger that they get, you look at the stomach, I think it's a perfect taper. It's still big on the left at the New York Pro, but on the right, you just see that everything has gotten bigger. The waist has gotten bigger. There's no details in the legs compared to 2021. And this is worrying. I just don't know, lads. Let me know in the comments. Do you see Nick Walker getting back to his best? And if he can get back to his best, then what does he have to do? And let's not also forget that the lighting at the 2025 Olympia was absolutely poor. As we go into the front double, I think obviously the arms a lot bigger. The chest, I don't know if it's just the lighting, but the chest seems to have regressed. The lines aren't as prominent on the chest. And we go down to the stomach even, obviously that's self-evident. The stomach is just washed out, guys. Like, I don't know what happened with the peak, or if he just nailed gear for too long. I mean, let's not forget that Nick was looking rock solid 8 or 9 weeks out. So I don't know, again, was he just looking good for Instagram? Because he only needed to look good for the Olympia. Let's not forget that Derek looks smooth a week out. But it's not about how you look a week out. It's how you look on the day of the Olympia. On the side chest again, you see the shoulder is bigger, especially from the rear. He's got a complete shoulder. The arms, I mean, he's always had exceptional arms, so it's very difficult to tell. But even the sweep on the quad, it doesn't look as prominent and pronounced at the 2025 Olympia. And then obviously, lads, the conditioning at the 21 was just far superior. Nick was far more dialed in. But it's almost like he's tried to play the size game. It didn't work for Phil Heath. It didn't work for Ronnie. But the question is now, is Nick Walker too far gone to bring it back and to bring that ultra-fine conditioning? I don't think so, because if we just go back a few months ago at the Pittsburgh Pro, for me, that was his most imposing look, certainly his biggest look. And Nick's just got one of those physiques that when you look at him, your eyes are drawn just because of the size, the density and the conditioning. We look at the back, you even look at the lower back, it's melted at the Olympia. Yeah, he's probably bigger in the arms, definitely. The detail in the back, the rhomboids, the width is better. Downstairs, probably just as good, if not better. There's more lines, detail in the 25 Olympia. Again, the lighting was terrible at this show, so it's very hard to judge. But overall, I still think that Nick can be very, very dangerous. Let's not forget, it's not like he was 13th at the Olympia. This is a guy that's 6th in the world. Let me know in the comments, can Nick bring it back? And if so, what does he have to do? Let's talk about coaches. I asked in a recent poll, who would Nick be better to go with? And on this poll, I asked, who would Nick Walker's next coach be? And I had Chris Aceto came in 11%, Chad Nichols at 10%, Hanny Rambod at 28%, and no top coach will take Nick at 51%. So I think a lot of people, it's not just myself, a lot of people actually think that Nick is uncoachable. It's okay if you're Kyle Wilkes or Matt Jansen, Nick's friends, but I mean, the coaches that I've mentioned here, other than Stefan Kinzel, are top coaches and have been coaching for 20 plus years. We know that Chad Nichols went with Ronnie and Prep Rami. So these are guys, seasoned veterans with proven track records. If it was me personally, I would go with Stefan Kinzel. He seems to be the most relevant. The only problem that I would find with Stefan, he seems to be very regimented, meaning if you don't stick to his plan, he will just put you in the bin. And it seems that Nick is one of those guys that seems to be very hard to work with. Whether you're a supplement company, whether you're hostile or other supplement companies in the past where Nick has refused to work with, or you're a coach. If you don't do things Nick's way, then it's no way. So let me know in the comment section what you think. Who would be the better coach for Nick Walker to go with? Or is Nick Walker uncoachable? Let me know in the comments, lads. Right, and last but not least, lads, we need to talk about KEONE Pearson. Look, pound for pound, I've said it before, I'll say it again, he is pound for pound the best bodybuilder on the planet. However, after watching the Prague Pro and seeing how he stacked up against the behemoths like Creedso, Samson Dauda, look, it's not that he wasn't on. KEONE looked absolutely incredible, and to finish 4th is a testimony and a testament to his amazing genetics. But again, just standing next to the likes of Samson Dauda, it makes you realise how much size he actually gives up. Because imagine if KEONE was 5'11", how he would stack up. He'd blow everyone out the water. He has the best shape, he has the best detail, best lines. But this just shows now that if he's to go into the open, he's going to have to put more pounds on. And if he does that, then the stomach is also going to get bigger. So I think that KEONE's in a dilemma. Does he stay in the 212 and make a legacy for himself and become the greatest 212 competitor we've ever seen? Or does he try and sacrifice and move up into the open, where he's going to have to put on another 10 to 15 pounds of muscle? But having doing that, the stomach is also going to grow, and I think that will be punished by the judges. So I think he's in a dilemma, because when he went to the Prague, I think he didn't expect to finish outside the top 2. I really don't. I think he went there for the win. And when he didn't, it was a wake-up call. But let's listen to what KEONE Pearson says himself.
But I did want to see how I could stock up and hold my own. I did feel like I hold my own. But, just to try to make that permanent move today is like, it's not what we want to do right now. It's just focus on just getting bigger as time goes by. And I learned a lot.
By the clip, I think KEONE's in a dilemma, and I think what he's going to do, he's not going to make any rational decisions, but he's going to have a good off season. He's going to see how he grows, see how he responds to the extra food, the extra supplementation, and take it from there. Because obviously it's massive to go into the open, but to sacrifice the stomach and the aesthetics, is it really worth it? Why not just stay and create a legacy in the 212 division and probably become the greatest 212 champion that we've ever seen? But I don't know, lads. Let me know what you think. Should KEONE stay in the 212, or should he go into the open and make that jump with the big boys? If you've enjoyed the video, let me know. Leave a comment, a like and a subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.